At early stage, we logged in into AWS console and get into EC2 dashboard. Here we are putting the email address and all the login credentials so that we can log in into our AWS account, where we have provisioned our servers. These are based on Linux and they are Jenkins, master and slave server, Ansible server, web server and developer system. That will help us in this project. You can see that we are inside EC2 dashboard and these are the servers. All of them are running and they have cleared the status check. You can see master and slave servers. And now let's log in into Jenkins dashboard using a Jenkins master public IP, and that is with the port 8080. It's working on port 8080. We are trying to log in using the login credentials which we have made. Now you could see this is Jenkins. Now let's log in into GitHub account. You can see we are putting the login credentials of GitHub. Now in order to take remote of Jenkins master server, we will use putty. Jenkins build is stored in Jenkins workplace folder inside the server. You could see we are now trying to log in. Now this will redirect to the workspace folder using the change directly var lib Jenkins. In workspace folder, index.html file is built, and this is of HTML type. We are still trying to log in using putty. This is a software through which we can take access. Now we would also try to log in into Ansible servers using other putty window, and we will use within opt folder index.html file which is created. We have created the playbook in source code folder. The copy module command which we are going to use copies a file from the local or remote machine to a location on the remote machine, and the HTML file copied is /opt/index.html is the path actually, and that is from Ansible server to the path var/www/html in the web server. You can see the IP details and everything is visible here, and all these instances are created in AWS. We could have used Google account too, but since we are using AWS, so we are having all our servers in AWS. Now the same putty will help us log in into the web server, and the HTML file exists in the path /var/www/html. Now this will help us get into the index.html file. You could see here okay, you could see we have selected the developer system. Now this is GitHub. And what we are going to do is we are going to integrate the Jenkins with the GitHub through the GitHub webhook, and this will help us for staging, test job, and the production of job. You could see here webhook. Webhook aligns external services to the notified when certain events happen. So this is the function of webhook. We had an account here which we used in order to make the whole process work efficiently. Now from this Jenkins dashboard, we will be generating a key to help with integration in the GitHub. You would see it. We went into manage of Jenkins, where you can see master and slave. And we are trying to add it so that we can get access and we can connect servers together for the efficient flow of data. I tried to show all the configurations in the video so that even a new individual can understand what it is. Now, added Jenkins slave machine is managed through nodes and clouds. Now we will be launching agent via SSH, as we have created an SSH private key to the Jenkins master. Host should be Jenkins slave machine IP. Now we are going to show how we configure test staging job. Now in order to do that, click on the configure and the dashboard is open. Here you can see that. Here we added the description, restrict where the project can run as test. As we previously configured the slave machine, we are going to manage our source code through GitHub, the main branch of the GitHub. You could see here. Now the build triggers as GitHub hook triggers for Git's CM polling. Now we are going to show you how we configure production job. Click on configure and configuration dashboard is open. Here we will add description. We have managed our source code through the GitHub, and this is the main branch of GitHub, you could see here. Now you could see the link and everything. The configure builds as send file or execute command over SSH. You could see here. Command is rsync-avh/var/lib Jenkins workspace web hosting star.html, and hosting is root 172.1.31.92.133 opt index.html. This is CI command, and this command execute on Jenkins server. Now in order to configure post build actions as sent build artifact over SSH. Now we are in the same configuration window again, and here we are going to configure the publish over SSH and both Jenkins and Ansible server. This is the IP selected. You could see the same IP, and the IP for the Jenkins is here. Jenkins master, Jenkins Ansible server. You could see here. we have saved it. Okay. Now we are going to access developer system and its configuration. Now we will first update the system and install Git in that system. For us, the Git has been installed. Now we are going to clone the test repository from GitHub. We will be getting into index.html file in the test repository, and the content in the HTML file is similar as last commit we have done from GitHub console directly. Post that, we will be going to clone production repository from GitHub and get into the index.html. The content in the HTML file is similar as last commit we have done from the GitHub console directly. The new content in this file will be similar to the last commit we have done from the GitHub console. We are going to test. You could see here, now it's 40. I am sorry, lot of sound around, lots of noise. You could see we are getting into index.html here, and this is the second change. You could see here it's written underneath. It's also published there. We are trying to show a step-by-step development so that even a new individual can understand what we are doing, and with a live demonstration it is easy to make people understand how it works and how it is actually taking place. Now post that, we will be going into Jenkins again to check the output, where we have committed from the GitHub already. And that is for the test and the production job. The test job is built on the Jenkins slave machine, and the production job built on the Jenkins master. So master and slave, the old concept which we used to study back when we were in our bachelor's degree. You can see here it's showing console output. Now let's get back to the project. Okay, here it is, build 7, the new change made. On the left side it shows all the build history with date and time, so you can access what happened, at what time it happened, everything. So you could see that once we failed 2, so that is also displayed here. So everything means whatever you do, at what time you have done, everything is displayed. So that makes us know that what problems we faced at early stage and where we were not able to take care of it. So in such failures we try to go with the next steps so that we can make it work properly. Now let's get into the public IP of web server so that we can see the output. And the output is what we have committed from the GitHub already. Now we are actually having an SSH communication between Jenkins, master slave, Ansible and web servers. So this helps us connect, and the beautiful part is all the communication is passwordless, and we have generated a private key in Jenkins servers and shared the key to the Ansible servers to make it protected. Now with the help of these shared keys we can access Ansible server from Jenkins servers, and similarly web server from Ansible server. So these keys are actually the key for access. Now we will be going to Ansible server to configure the host file. And we will be adding web server in the Ansible host file. As we have already configured SSHD file for passwordless communication, that helps us to log in. It permits us root login and set password authentication. Now after that we will be going into the playbook where we have created a directory source code that is within a root directory. Also we have a playbook that is called playbook.yml in the source code folder. You will see all. We are going to use a command copy module that actually copies a file from local or remote machine to a local machine. Or from remote to a remote machine. So it depends, means what we are trying to do, what is the requirement. Now here we are trying to copy a file index.html from Ansible server to the web server. This putty is a very good tool through which we can get access. It helps us to communicate in SSH, that is secured shell way of communication. Now we will be trying to get into developer system and we'll check the test repo and open index.html file, and after opening this we'll be editing it. We will save it and we will try to commit and push the changes to GitHub main branches. The build is already started running in Jenkins server, and also change reflect to GitHub as well. Once We commit and push the changes to GitHub main branch. It starts running in Jenkins server and also change reflects to the GitHub as well. Once the Jenkins console output and build is success on Jenkins slave machine, we will be going to change the source code, and this time we are going to test our source code before deploy it in production. We are copying the source code and pasting it into the HTML file. We will save it and then we are going to commit and push it and see the changes in the GitHub main branch. Here it is, the console output. You could see here, and it says success. Okay, this is the body of code which we are going to put. Everything gets displayed whenever we go to output. Now we will be getting into the production repo, and we will try to open index.html file. We will be keep on changing the source code, edit the after editing it, and we will save it and commit and push in the GitHub main branch to see if build started running in Jenkins server and if it can change to the GitHub as well. So doing it multiple times will make us know that the Jenkins console output and the build is success on the Jenkins master machine. The final output would be displayed in the web server. In order to access the server, we will be putting the public IP of web server in the browser, and we would get the result. So now we can say that we have deployed the project using the Jenkins CI/CD pipeline. Once we will finish everything, an output would be displayed.